What's going on, everyone? Shots with Cola here, and today you're watching my new series called How Much Until It Breaks. How's it going, everyone? So I think the series is pretty self-explanatory, but just in case, just so you guys are aware, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking every episode, I'll be testing a new product to see how well it holds up to multiple different endurance tests with the goal of breaking it. Now, it's almost guaranteed every product is going to break during the series. It's not just because a product breaks doesn't mean it's bad. It's how quickly did it get to that point. We're also going to be testing some things outside of their normal rating and things like that. So something might not be completely waterproof, but during a water test, it may fail. Now, if it goes through all the tests that I set for it, and we're kind of going on the fly, guys. So I have no set routine of tests, but we're going to kind of just go and create it as we go. And then I want to adapt some of these things as like a standard during this test as we go on. If it passes everything, the final test, I'm going to hit it with my purse. So this is my purse, and pretty much what we'll do, if it makes it through all the other tests, the last test, I'm going to slam the crap out of it with my purse. So we're going to start doing some, just standard, like seeing how well it can endure impacts, dropping it on the ground. So the first test is going to be realistic things that might actually happen to your, whether it's an attachment that goes on a handgun, say you drop it from kneecap high, waist high, maybe chest high, maybe it gets knocked out of your hand. We're going to test it multiple ways like that. And then we're going to step into other things. And like I said, I'm making it up as I go. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing we're going to test is this loose off Amazon light here. So this light is probably about 5-6 years old at this point and is still functioning. So absolutely still working. Very bright. I would say it's around probably 1,000 lumens, maybe a little bit more than 1,000, but it's around 1,000 lumens. This was not sent to me for review. This is something I picked up on my own for something back in the day. I don't even remember what for at this point. And I just want to see how well it holds together. Unfortunately, this one does not have the other part that mounts to your rail of a rifle, a larger handgun, like a full-size handgun, things like that. I'm missing part of it. So we're just going to run it as is instead of attaching it to something. But yeah, so an Amazon light. Let's see how well it holds up. And I know nothing about this, so I don't know its IP rating or anything. We're just going to go with it. Now, in the future, if you are, representing a company and you want to send your product to be tested, my email is in my bio. That's where you can reach me if you want me to test it. I will be very fair with testing, and I will say when we're kind of exceeding what we should normally expect. But if you think you got a product that's going to withstand to these tests, definitely reach out to me. Email in the bio. So first things first, I want to test a standard drop. So what we have here, probably about kneecap high. Let's turn the light on. It did activate the strobe, but it is still working. Let's take it to about waist high. Flat impact, still working. Let's go ahead and drop it at chest high. It activated strobe again. But it is still working. So now let's simulate. I wish it would quit turning on the strobe. Let's simulate if it was in my hands and say someone was trying to disarm me and it got thrown in the air. It turned off. And it's still working. So it can definitely take some impacts. Can it hold up to water? All right, so what I have here is a Lowe's bucket of water, and I just want to see, can it hold up? Now it does have a seal around that bottom edge for the battery door. So I think it's some sort of IP rated waterproof, but I'm just curious on how much. So we're gonna stick it in there. I'm probably gonna set a timer for about 2 or 3 minutes and just see how it does. So it's on and in you go. There are no bubbles coming up from it. Well, there's little tiny bubbles. Just little ones. So we've got 6:39 on the watch. So at 6:41, we'll pull it out. All right, that's 6:41. So let's go ahead and pull this out of here. It still functions just as it did before. So let's take it and put it in the freezer. All right, so that was 30 minutes in the freezer. I mean, this thing is ice cold. Wonder how the batteries feel inside. Batteries are cold, condensation all over them. Now, given if they got cold enough, batteries, I'm assuming the batteries would probably fail before the light did itself at this point. Well, I guess we're at as good a point as any to go ahead and just hit it with the purse. So that first hit broke the glass, dented that. All right. It indented on this OSB board pretty bad too. Let's go ahead and hit it again. Okay, so on that third hit, it opened the door. Let's see. Okay, now we've got failure. Now it's no longer working. Let's go ahead and give it one more beautiful love tap. Let's hit it on the top this time. And then I guess we'll do one on the end. I'm not going to slow-mo this. Nice little indentation there. And one more like that. Try not to break my floor here. And we busted that. And those batteries are wedged. So the batteries are not coming out. And one on the top for good measure. And we'll call it a day. Oh, I want it up. There we go. And it smashed in the material. All right. This thing is actually pretty strong. Battery started coming out. Oh, the door physically broke. Nice. And those batteries are swole up in there. Tapping on them made the batteries go back in. All right. Well, there we have it. The Lucif Amazon light. This is very similar to styles like the Feyachi light. So I'd imagine we would get similar durability. I mean, I slammed it around and stuff. It took a beating. I mean, it took some effort, and I was hitting it pretty hard. I mean, I would imagine if you're carrying this light and you get hit with a sledgehammer hard enough for it to break, you're probably also getting hit with that sledgehammer, and I don't think you're too worried about your light at that point. But it did take Purse. Purse was able to take care of it. And that's my test. So let me know what you thought about this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. I got a lot more stuff to come. And if you like this series, if this was fun, did you guys enjoy this? Because I had a blast making it. So I don't mind filming videos like this. However, I can support a few of them, but after that, I've got to have somebody send me these products to test them out or something. My channel's not monetized. There's no money to be made. So every time I break something, I've got a few other things that I'm willing to part with that we can try it on. One of them being this knockoff RMR sight that's up here. I've already hit it one time with the sledgehammer during a video about how red dots are a failure point. I hit it with the sledgehammer. I actually dropped it from about kneecap high onto it and it didn't break it. And this is like the cheapest of the cheap clones that you can possibly get. We can definitely try, we can do a video on that. I had another one of those and I bashed it into a brick wall. I actually beat the crap out of that thing and it still functioned. The issue with that one was it couldn't zero. Out of the box, it could not raise the elevation, or it couldn't lower the elevation. Everything else worked fine, but out of the box, the elevation could not lower, so I could never zero it. So I didn't care, and I took it, and we rammed it into some brick and stuff like that just to see if it would break, and it never broke. 100% we can do a video seeing how strong those knockoff clone RMRs are. That one's meant for airsoft. I think it's what it's like categorized as. We can do that one. When we get our upgrade light, if we want to see how durable Monstrum is, I would imagine this is going to be pretty easy to break. It's got a very large glass on it. I love Monstrum optics, but I mean, this is honestly at a price point I'm willing to do that with. Yeah, I mean, we got a couple different things. I got a couple episodes that I could make. I'm not necessarily married to any of those knockoff attachments like that. Let me know what you think and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. A ton of stuff to come. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.